During the season of Christmas, we focus on the greatest gift we've ever received, Jesus our Savior. Many other gifts we get at the time make us happy.
I can hold it.
They soon become commonplace or worn out. Few remain cherished and kept for a lifetime. God gave me that gift in first grade. In 1948, at St. John Lutheran School. It was Christine, always Christy to me, she and Peck. We were friends for 8 years of grade school, 4 years of high school, although Howard did take a lot of time with her, and 2 years at Lincoln County Teachers College. During grade school, Christy loved to come to our farm. She'd play in the haymow, explore in the woods, the granary, or the attic. She would often tell me how much she loved my mom's potato soup for supper, after which Dad would read words of prayer. Sometimes my brother Willie would make goofy faces at us, causing us to giggle until we got that look from Dad. In 8th grade, Howard's dad bought some cows from Christy's dad. Howard went with his dad and was far more interested in the farmer's daughter than the cows. It truly was love at first sight for him. Being so young, her parents made them wait a while before dating. In high school, as I said before, Howard took up most of Christy's time, but Christy and I went to 4-H and to Walter League together. And during our second year at Teachers College, Howard was in Washington with the National Guard during the Berlin crisis. They were engaged by then, and it was such a joy for me to share Christy's joy in planning their wedding. What an honor it was to be part of the wedding party with Gary Schmidt. We both started teaching at the same time, Christy in Rhinelander and I in Gleason. And after a few years, when we had our own children, we stayed home and exchanged almost daily calls. We'd say, wouldn't it be fun if we could see each other through the phone? Who knew someday we would? And so began the next chapter. Lori and Sarah were best friends. At Halloween, Sarah was Minnie and Lori was Mickey Mouse. Sarah was Raggedy Ann and Lori was Raggedy Andy. Michael and Tasha were a pair, with him always coaxing her to climb just a little higher and run just a little faster. And that left Kay, the middle child syndrome, with a cape and fangs for Halloween, and with Brad as her kind big brother. Don and Howard were best friends, and so together we had more Memorial Day cookouts and Tug Lake picnics and New Year's Eve parties, and 6 kids in the car on short road trips. And when our kids were older, it was our time for 3 or 4 day excursions. Howard and Christy and we, along with the choruses, Lindstroms, Lunags, and Wallaces, went many, many years for plays and museums, fairs, riverboats, tours in Minnesota, Michigan, Iowa, Milwaukee, Madison, never to be forgotten. Christy was my rock in my darkest times. And she always shared my happiest. The last months were difficult between the awful vertigo and the cancer. Through it all, she remained amazingly positive. At the time when I should have been building up her faith, she reinforced mine. A few weeks ago, Christy said, Helen, do you remember Pastor Levitt saying we had to memorize the 3 verses of the hymn, Jesus Savior Pilot Me, because it would be our guide through life? She said, I have been hanging on to that. Do you know it yet? And I told her I did. And the day before God took Christy, I was so grateful to be with her one last time. We held hands, we reminisced, we prayed, and I could see how tired she was. And I knew it was time, not to say goodbye, but I will see you again. And then I sang her song. And as weak as she was, she mouthed the last verse with me, which is, when at last I near the shore, and the earful breakers roar. Twixt me in a peaceful rest, and then while leaning on thy breast, may I hear thee say to me, fear not, I will pilot thee. Christy indeed, and Jesus indeed was Christy's pilot all through life, and not life everlasting.